guys, we're just talking about GitLab and this cool tool from Era Otzenplots, which is a friend of the stream on occasion. They've come by here. A good C coder, amazing streamer, and all around great human being. And he made GCLI to talk to GitHub and GitLab and everything. And I just want to make a quick video about why I made lots of videos about this in the past, but I just want to reiterate my hatred for GitLab as coming from three reasons. The first one is GitLab is ridiculously slow. The API is I mean, whatever is causing it, it's really, really slow. The UI is slow. The UI is prettier, but it's totally slow. And it also has gatekeeping blocking, so you can't browse repos unless you have a GitLab account and all kinds of weird things that just kind of get in your way. And that's the number one reason. The number two reason, it's written in Ruby, right? The number two reason, and by the way, if you try to install the GitLab server, good luck. No way. It is a pain in the butt to set up, and it's so slow. It's just so bad. Number two, and I love GitLab. This is what sucked. I was pushing for everybody to go to GitLab because it would win. Number two, and this is the other main reason. This is the pain point that reminded me of this. I was on GitLab and I was making code. I was writing my own code to talk to the API. The GitLab API is ridiculously stupid. It's so bad. And apparently the author of this tool has complained about the same thing. Now, the GitHub API uses GraphQL pretty overzealously. I think it's kind of over-engineered, but I tell you what, it's amazing. It's amazing. It does things that are intuitive. It's really great, and it's super easy to code against. And three, this is the nail in the coffin. GitHub made their own command line API tool that directly talks to some of the backend in GitHub is Ruby. Some of it is, but the statement that GitHub is Ruby is a lie. It's mostly Elixir, actually. Last time I checked, somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that, if you know exactly what's going on there. There is some Ruby. Jekyll is in there and stuff. So, but the third thing is, I mean, whether or not it's Ruby doesn't matter. GitHub is not slow. You can say a lot of things about GitHub. The things you can't say about GitHub is that it is slow. The website is not slow. The API is not slow. I have never, ever had a complaint about slowness. So in terms of integration, the GitHub command line tool is way, way better than anything out there in the world right now. So if you, and obviously the fourth reason, which is a major reason for everybody, it's usually their first reason, is GitHub is, in the time that I did the evaluation, I made another video about this, but in the time that I did my evaluation of GitLab versus GitHub added something like 8 million users and GitLab didn't. And which brings me, I guess, to sort of a reason I hadn't thought of, and that is GitLab is built entirely, and almost a huge percentage of GitLab depends entirely on open source contributions, which on the surface seems like a really great thing, but it's really not, because as much as you hate Microsoft, that, and all of their stealing of private data and GitHub and all that and putting it into their AI and all those things that Microsoft does, as much as you might hate them for that, GitHub dominates. It's got the greatest adoption. It's got you're more likely to get a job from having a GitHub account than anything else. And it doesn't depend on open source contributions. It does take open source contributions, but it doesn't depend on them. So you can complain about GitHub all you want, and I'm going to get hate in the comments. I don't care. If you're watching this because you want to be taken seriously, use GitHub. Sorry.